Hello everyone, I am Arjun, a senior developer evangelist with Automation Anywhere, and in this episode of Bot Store Spotlight, we will discuss about an interesting package called File Conversion Package. This package enables developers to convert files from one format to another. Whether you are looking to store a file in a specific format, you want to send out a non-editable format to different customers or vendors, or you even want to use a file with a specific package, you can always use this package to convert a file into different formats. Let's take a quick look at the Bot Store listing page for this package. Here is the Bot Store listing page for File Conversion Package. As you can see, it has a lot of benefits as listed here. Let's take a quick look at different actions it can perform. It can convert Office file formats to PDF. It can convert PDFs to editable Word documents or even HTML. It can convert image file formats from one format to another, and it can also break up multi-page PDFs into single-page images. Let's take a look at a couple of example use cases on where you can use this package. For example, you have a CSV file and you want to perform certain modifications in the data using an Excel advanced package. In this case, you can use an action called CSV to Excel, and then it will convert the CSV file to an XLSX format, which you can use it with the Excel advanced package. Similarly, you have an Excel file, but you want to perform data modifications in a bot runner machine which does not have Excel installed. In this case, you can convert the XLSX format to CSV format and then you can use it. Also, if you want to use specific file formats with intelligent document processing systems like IQBot or any other OCR engines, you can always convert an image from one format to another and then you can use it. Before we get into how we can start using this, I would like to share a small note of caution. The XLSX format and the CSV file formats can contain very complex data. So it's not very easy to convert files from one format to another. So please ensure you always test it thoroughly before you deploy this package to production. You test it with all the possible data scenarios you may receive in the production. This package does use open source libraries, so we have also made this code available for you on the GitHub repository. Here is the GitHub repository. Feel free to download the entire code. You can see how this package is being implemented. You can play around with it. You can make changes as needed also. So this way you feel comfortable about how is this being happening in the back end. Also, you will know what are the different libraries used as well. So now let's see the different actions available in this package, and we will convert a couple of file formats from one to another. Let's go to the control room. On the left side in the actions panel, you can see this file conversion. This has 7 actions. Let's take a couple of them, popular ones, to see how you can use them. Let's start building a bot to convert one file format to another. To start with, we will use the step action so that it will be easier for us to organize different actions we will use. I'll drag and drop step action 4 times. We'll test out 4 actions. There are like 11 actions, but we will test out 4. You can try out the remaining by yourself. And also there is a README document included in the Bot Store listing page, which explains how you can use all the different actions. And also it contains a sample bot with which you can learn how all this is implemented. So now we have 4 steps. Let's go to the file conversion package. First, we will use this action called CSV to XLSX. I'll drag and drop it here and also add the description here, CSV to XLSX. Now let's configure the properties for the action CSV to XLSX. We have also provided you sample file formats in the GitHub repository so that you can get started very easily. Let me show you the files which I've already downloaded to my local system. Here are the different files we have available. So first what we will do is we will use this CSV file and then we will try to convert it to XLSX format. So I'll just open this file so that you can see how this looks like. So this has a lot of records and it's in the CSV format currently. So now let's see how we can convert this to XLSX format. I'll go back to my bot. On the right side, let's configure the different attributes. We can choose a file from a control room, or we can choose a desktop file, or even if the file is stored in a specific variable, we can do that. Let's select desktop file and let me go back to the folder where I have all these files placed. So I'll take the path for this CSV file. So I'll do this sample CSV.csv is what I'm looking for. So I'll copy this here. I'll come to my bot and I will paste this here. Let's just expand this so that you can see the entire path here. And then we want to enter the output file path. I've already created a sample folder here like CSV to XLSX. So I'll copy this path and then come back to my bot and place it here. And then the full path of the file output can also be stored into a variable. What we will do is I'll just save it into a prompt assignment, click on save, and I'll also add a message box so that we can see the full path of the file output. I look for the message box action here. I'll drag and drop it below the CSV to XLSX file conversion action, and in the enter the message to display, I'll click on F2 and select prompt assignment. Click on yes, insert, then I'll save this bot. Now we are ready to test how the CSV file is getting converted to XLSX format. I'll click on run. We will give it a few seconds for the bot to get deployed to the local system, and then it'll start converting the CSV file to an XLSX format, and then it'll save it into the folder path which we have defined earlier. So let's see how this looks like. So the bot has started execution. We have also got a message saying it has created a XLSX file and saved it into this specific folder we defined, and the name of the file is sample CSV, but as you can see the extension is now XLSX. So I'll click on close. Let's go back to the folder structure. And here you can see the name of the file sample CSV and the format is now XLSX. So let me just double click on this file so that you can see the files here. As you can see, all the data is being converted from a CSV format to an XLSX format. I'll close this file for now and go back to my bot and I'll click on close. Now let's look at one more action. Before I do that, I'll just minimize this and also disable this so that we don't need this step to be executed every time we test out a different action. Now let's say we want to send non-editable files to customer. That is, we want to send out a file in a PDF format, but I have the file in PPTX, that is the PowerPoint file. So in this case, I'll say PPTX to PDF. I'll click on save. I'll look for the file conversion package and I'll look for the specific action called PPTX to PDF. I'll drag and drop it here. And then now let's configure the properties on the right side. I'll select a desktop file. So now let's look for the PPTX file. Come back here. I have this sample PowerPoint. Let me show you how this looks like. So this is just a sample file. So don't look at the data. You just look at the file format. You can see there are like a couple of slides here, which are all in colored with good graphics. Now let's see how we can convert this to a PDF file. I'll take this folder path from here, and then I'll look for the specific PPTX format. I'll copy this file. I'll go to my bot and paste it here. Similarly, we want to give it a output file path. Let me go back here, and then I have this PPTX to PDF file. I mean the PPTX to PDF folder. I'll copy the entire path. I'll come back to my bot and I'll paste it here. Again, we can save the full path of the file output into a variable. I'll just use this prompt assignment. Let me copy the message box from here. I'll copy this message box from this particular step and I'll paste it after the PPTX to PDF action. Okay, now we are set to test this PPTX to PDF conversion. I'll click on save and I will click on run. Now let's give it a few seconds for the bot to get deployed to our local machine, and then we should be able to see a PDF file updated in our new folder which we had created earlier. Okay, now the PDF file is ready. We can see the name of the file and also the extension is PDF here. It is placed within the folder which we had defined. I'll click on close and let's go back to that folder to check out the output. Now we have this PDF created. I'll double click on this and now we can see the PDF file is created with all the slides, and now this PDF is ready to be shared with anyone. So let's go back to our bot and we will test out the next action. Now we have a PDF file which we will convert it into an image. Let's see how we can do that. Let me just minimize this and also disable this one. Moving on to the next step, we will add the title PDF to image. And then I'll look for the specific action PDF to image. I'll drag and drop it here. Let me drag and drop it here again. And now we will select a PDF file from the folders. I'll go back here and then I have this sample PDF. So let me copy the full path here of the PDF. I'm going to copy it from here. Come back here and click on desktop file and then paste it here. And we can choose whichever output image file format we need. This package supports multiple image formats. As you can see the entire list here. I'll just select PNG for now, and then we can also select the target color format if you want to see this output files in color, grayscale or black and white as well. So for now I'm just going to select black and white. I'll also show you how the PDF file looks like so that you can compare the file from how we gave it as an input and how the output was created. And then we will also add the output file path here. Let me go back here and then PDF to JPEG. We wanted to do it to PNG. So let me just create a folder here. I'll call this as PDF to PNG. So I'll just copy this path from here and then I'll go to my bot and paste it here. Now, because we are converting a file to a PNG format images, it's going to create multiple images based on the number of pages available in the PDF. So if you have to save the full path of file output, it can't be a string. Instead, it is going to be a list. As you can see here, the type is list. I will just add a name for here. I'll call it as LST PDF PNG. I'll click on create and select. So this list will contain the path for all the images which are going to be created. we don't need to again call this to see how the path looks like. We will directly go and check out the different images which are getting created in the output folder. Before that, let's take a quick look at how the PDF looks like. We'll come back here and open the sample PDF for you. I'll just scroll to the top. So this is just a sample file which is available for you to test out. So it has got how many pages? It has got 14 pages. So once the specific action called PDF to image is executed, in this case, since it has 14 pages, we are going to see 14 images created. So I'll just close this file, and now let's execute this bot and check out the output. I'll click on run. We'll give it a few seconds for it to deploy. Now the bot has successfully completed the execution. Let's go and check the output. I'll open my folder path, and then we created this folder called PDF to PNG. And then as you can see, there are 14 files which are created. So let me just open this. As we had seen earlier, it was a color PDF, and since we selected the color format as black and white, so that's why you will see this in black and white here. All the images are in black and white. So do test out before you deploy any of these to production. What I'll do is let's see how it just converts from a color PDF to the color images. So I'm going to select all this and delete it. And I'll go back to my bot and I'll change the target color format to color. And then now I'll run this bot again. And once this completes execution, we should be able to see 14 images, but this time it's all going to be in the color. The bot has completed the execution. Let's see the output. I'll open this folder, and as we can see, it has created 14 files. Let's open this images. And as we can see here, the colors are all retained. So this is how you can use the attribute target color, and then you can choose whether you want to see the output files in color, grayscale, or even black and white. So let's move on to the next action. Before I do that, I'll just minimize this and also disable. Now let's see how we can convert multi-page TIFF format document to a single page TIFF files. So I'll use the action called image to image. I'll drag and drop it here. I'll drag and drop this here. And then let me show you the input file here. I have a sample multi-page TIFF file here. I'll open this and show you how it looks like. It has 6 pages. As you can see, we can navigate across different pages. And now this image to image will convert this multi-page TIFF document into single page TIFF files. It can also convert it into other file formats as well, but for this demo, we will look at this particular conversion. I'll select the desktop file option here. I'll go to this folder, and then I'll copy the full path of the multi-page TIFF. I'll come back to my bot and I'll paste it here. And then the output image file format, we will select it as TIFF again. And then target color format, I'll select it as color. And the output file path, let's define a specific folder. I'll come back here and select image to image, and I'll copy the entire path and paste it here. And the full path of file output, I'll just save it into prompt assignment, and let's add a message box to see the output. I'll drag and drop this here, and then use the F2 to select the prompt assignment variable. I'll click on S insert, and then I will click on run. Now let's see how this multi-page TIFF document gets converted into single page TIFF images. Okay, since it creates multiple files here. It is just showing me the first one. That is okay. So the bot has successfully completed the execution. Let's take a look at the output. I'll open the folder structure. As you can see here, this particular file had 6 images, and now all these are like single page TIFF files. So I can also show you the file format here. I'll click on properties and you can see the type of file as TIFF, but it is just that it has converted that multi-page TIFF into single page TIFF files. Similarly, you can convert between any of the other file formats which this package supports as well. This package contains 11 actions and we have just seen 4 in this demo. So please do try out all the other actions as well and let us know how it's working for you. Okay, let's wrap up. This package can help you quickly convert files from one format to another format. It can also enable you to use different packages for data modification. Based on what specific package you want to use, you can convert to that format and then start using those specific packages. It also supports conversion of multi-page files to single-page images also. And you can also create non-editable file formats, that is PDFs, for distribution. You can convert any kind of Word documents or PPTX files to PDF and then you can share it with others. I hope this tutorial was useful. So please do try out all those different actions. Thank you and go be great.